Yes, now we discussed about pollinations, right? So cross pollinations, transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma of the different flower of the same species, different flower, red and white color flower, but the plant is, but the species is same species, same hibiscus. It is not hibiscus and not rose flower. Okay, so this is the pollination. See here, the chromoplast provide color to fruits and flowers and also attract once it give the color to fruit and flowers, it's attracted by insect and animals. So once it's attracted by insect and animals, it start to help in pollinations. Once its pollination started, what happened? A fruit a fruit will develop and the matured fruit will start to disperse. Okay. Next, leucoplast. Leuco means white color. So chromo means attractive color and leuco means white color. Leucoplast take part in storage of protein, starch and oil. So it take part in the storage of protein, oil and starch. This also in the plant. Okay, leucoplast. And next one is the chloroplast. You all know chloroplast, only the presence of chlorophyll pigment, the plant, the leaves of the plants which are green in color because of the chlorophyll, what is there? Chloroplast. Okay, the chlorophyll pigment which contain chloroplast. So the chloroplast trap solar energy to manufacture their own food that processes photosynthesis. So only the presence of chlorophyll pigment, the plant which can prepare their own food with the help of sunlight, trapped energy from the solar energy from the sunlight, and it can start to synthesize their own food. And this process is for photosynthesis. Okay, and next is the oxygen being consumed in. So the oxygen it is used for what? Consumption, combustion, and respiratory combustions, burning, and also for respirations. The plants it's releasing out oxygens when day or nighttime, daytime. So that pure oxygens we human beings and animals you are inhaling. And nighttime it releases out carbon dioxide. So it is harmful for human beings. That's why the olden days the people are saying should not sleep under the plants during night time. Why? Because it is releasing out what? Carbon dioxide. Once we are inhaling the carbon dioxide, it is harmful for our human body. So it's called some attack, heart attack, some problems. Okay. So there is no, they are saying no, I should not sleep under the sleep. There is a ghost that nothing else. This is the only reasons. Okay. And next one, oxygen is being consumed in is for what? Combustion and for respiration. So you are respiring as well as for combustion for burning purpose. And one carbon dioxide is being produced in two processes. So what are the process? Chloroplast maintain the balance of two processes. Once the chloroplast carbon dioxide is released, and this chloroplast is maintaining these two gases, oxygen and carbon dioxide is maintained by chloroplast by two gases absorbing carbon dioxide and oxygen in photosynthesis. So this carbon dioxide releasing out carbon dioxide by plants and intaking carbon dioxide releasing out oxygen from the plants and intaking carbon dioxide by the plants. These two processes are controlled by chloroplast. Okay, this see here, this is the structure of plants. This is a green color part. This white or leucoplast, green color is the chloroplast. This is the chlorophyll pigment. Okay, so shall we go for next slide? Next is the mitochondria. Already I teach you mitochondria. It is the powerhouse of the cell. See this mitochondria is the rod-shaped organelle. See the next slide. I will show you the diagram picture. See here. This is the structure of mitochondria. See here. Two membrane are there. One is the inner membrane and the other one is the outer membrane. This see the inner membrane inside. See this folding. The folding which face towards it is called cristae. And the folding see here inner side, the folding which is gap, there is the gap. There's a space is there, no? That is called matrix. These are the four part which is present in the mitochondria. Inner membrane, outer membrane, cristae and matrix are the four parts which is present in the mitochondria. See, now we are going to see about the structure of mitochondria. Mitochondria, which is the powerhouse of the cell, it can synthesize their food and store as in the form of ATP, adenosine triphosphate. Okay. So mitochondria is rod-shaped cell organelles of aerobic eukaryotes. What is aerobic? It is only it takes place in the presence of oxygen. So all living organisms So it is present in where? All living. That means all living organisms can take oxygen and releasing out carbon dioxide, right? So those organisms is mitochondria it will present. So which take part in the Krebs cycles. And next one, it is also commonly called powerhouse of the cell because they contain enzymes. The enzymes are used for oxidation of food. What is the oxidation? Breaking down of food. Okay. Oxidation means addition of oxygen and removal of carbon dioxide. So we human beings, we need more oxygen. We need more oxygen. These oxygens we are taking, intake for oxygens we are taking, right? So these oxygens we are used for respiration as well as for loss of energy. We are losing some energy at the time of digestions, respirations and excretions. Okay. So as I told you, see, it is used necessary for the oxidation of food and releasing a high amount of energy in the form of ATP, that is adenosine triphosphate. Now next one, it is bounded by two membrane. As I told you, as I show you the picture, there is a two membrane. One is the inner membrane and there is a outer membrane. So the outer membrane, outside part of the layer is very smooth and porous, very smooth, and there is a small holes. And the inner membrane means inside. So remember, inner means inside, folded. That means folded means is towards, move folded towards, that means inwards to form cristae. The outside part is very smooth and porous. That is a what? Matrix. And inside it is folded and it is folded as well as it is called as a what? Cristae. Okay. And next, this cristae contains oxysomes. They are partially embedded inner membrane. This cristae contains oxysomes, that is one type of enzyme. And this mitochondria encloses a matrix having DNA, ribosomes and enzymes. So the matrix which contain, where is the matrix now? You know, matrix is present in the outer. It's a smooth part. So which contain enzymes, protein, ribosomes and DNA. Okay, next, this DNA and ribosomes make the mitochondria semi-autonomous. Semi means off. It will autonomous. It will automatically it will work autonomous as they are able to manufacture some of their own proteins and enzymes. So because of this DNA and ribosomes, it can prepare their enzymes and proteins. Because it can prepare their own. That is autonomous. That too not completely. Half the part of the food enzymes and proteins it will synthesize by their own with the help of DNA and ribosomes. This is the structure of mitochondria. So mitochondria is the rod-shaped cell organelles of aerobic eukaryotes which take part in Krebs cells. It is commonly it is also called as powerhouse of the cells. Why? Because it oxidized the food and stored it in the form of ATP, adenosine triphosphate. It is covered by two membrane, outer membrane and inner membrane. Outer membrane is smooth and porous and it is called matrix, and inner membrane is it is present inside. It is fold inwards and it is called a statiform cristae. Okay, next, this cristae contains oxysomes. They are partially embedded inner membrane. So mitochondria encloses a matrix having DNA, ribosomes and enzymes. Because of this presence of DNA and ribosomes, it can prepare their food. That is semi-autonomous. Okay, it is semi-autonomous. Semi means what? Half. It cannot completely prepare their own food. It can prepare, but half of the food can prepare only with the presence of DNA and ribosomes. And how it's preparing? It gives the prepared food as proteins as well as enzymes. Okay. Next, vacuoles. It is a storehouse of the cell. It is also, that is the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Vacuoles are the storehouse of the cell. See here, the vacuoles here, the membrane-bound non-cytoplasmic sac that contains non-living solid or liquid content. So it is not active, it is inactive, but it contains a solid or liquid content. Here, the vacuoles are of three types. One is the sap vacuole, one is the food vacuole, one is the contractile vacuole. So vacuoles are of three types: food vacuole, contractile vacuole and sap vacuole. These are the three types of vacuole which is present in the cell. Next one, the covering. The vacuoles are covered by a membrane. Okay, the sap vacuoles. So covering membrane of sap vacuole which is called tonoplast. What is called a tonoplast? The membrane which is covered the sap vacuole, that is called tonoplast. It is present in plant cell. Okay, So the sap vacuole is what is called a tonoplast. The sap vacuole which is covered by a membrane, covering membrane, it is called tonoplast. And the fluid-filled content of the vacuole, it is called cell sap or tonoplasm. Okay, the fluid-filled content of the vacuole which is called cell sap or tonoplasm. Next one, recently, okay, so recently the digestive enzymes they observed, scientists observed there are some digestive enzymes or digestive enzymes which are reported in vacuole of plant cell. Okay, these are the simple parts of the vacuole. So here what is vacuole? Vacuole or the membrane bound. See here. This is the vacuole. See here inside. These vacuoles are covered by a membrane bound. This is cell wall. It is covered by cell wall. Vacuole is covered by a membrane bound non-cytoplasmic sac which is contain solid and liquid content. Either it's a solid or liquid. And here to see here. Microscopic observation you have to see. See it's a membrane bound organelles which contain a liquid or soil content. There are of three types. Are the three types? One is the sap vacuole, one is the food vacuole, another one is the contractile vacuole. See the membrane bound sap vacuole which is called tonoplast. The fluid content of the sap membrane which is called tonoplasma, okay, or cell sap. Next, recently the digestive enzymes are reported in the vacuole of the plants. Understand? These are the two structure of vacuoles. Shall we go for next one? See, finally, we are going to see about the differences between plant and animals. So, the last vacuole, storehouse of the vacuole is the last cell organelles of the plant and animal cell. So, till now we see many components or cell contents of the parts. Okay, what are they? Cell wall, cell membrane, mitochondria, nucleus, vacuoles, mitochondria, cytoplasm, endoplasmic reticulum. So more than 8 cell contents we discussed till now. So by after completing this one, we want to see about the difference of plant cell and animal cell. What organelle is present in cell component is present in plant cell, which is absent in animal cell. So we are going to see about that. Okay, see here, as I told you, cell wall is present in plant cell. So here, see here, cell wall is present in plant and absent in animal. So this side is full of plant and this side is the animal cell. So first point, cell wall is present in plant cell and cell wall is absent in animal cell. Plasma membrane is present in both the plant and animal cell. Nucleus is present. See here, nucleus is present in both the plant and animal cell, but in plant cell, nucleus is present at any one of the corner or any peripheral of the cell. But in animal cell, nucleus is present in the center. Okay, nucleus is present in the center of the cell. So here next, centrioles and centrosomes are absent in plant cell. Centrioles and centrosomes are present in animal cell. Here, plastids are present in plant cell. Why? Because no animals are green in color, right? Only plants are green in color. Only the presence of plastids. So plastids are present in plant cell and are absent in animal cell. Next, vacuoles are large and less. Vacuoles are very large and less in plant cell. Here, vacuoles are small and many. Vacuoles are very small but many. So, next one, cell is rigid. As I told you, the first cell component, right? Cell is a rigid cell. That means it gives here full protection to the plant cell. And here, cell is flexible. Why? Because it is made up of a plasma membrane, cell membrane. It allows made up of a semi-permeable membrane. So, it is flexible. Why? Because of the flexibility, it can easily allow the semi-substances to enter inside the cell. Okay. Next, Golgi contains dictyosomes. You know the Golgi bodies which contain dictyosomes. Here it is in the form of vesicles. Here it is larger in size, smaller in size. What is larger? Golgi apparatus is larger in size, smaller in size. Next, starch is stored. Okay. Here the food molecule is stored in the form of starch. Here it is stored in the form of glycogen. These are the two differences between plant and animal cell. And next, last one is the cytoplasm. It's very simple. Cell division. Cell division happens when a parent cell divides into two or more cells called daughter cells. So, cell division is nothing but cell division is a cell which is divided into two parts. That is called cell division. Here there is a two parts. So, mitosis and meiosis. Mitosis which produce genetically same cell. Meiosis which produce genetically different cells. So, it is a dimeans wall diploid. It gives two cells. It gives only oneself. It takes place throughout an organism life. It is lifelong, it will be there. Okay.